Recently, I picked up a Sunway photo LBracket from my Nikon Z6 for my landscape photography. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys why you should pick one up for your Nikon Z6/Z7 if you are a landscape photographer. What's up guys, a Project Photography back into the video, and today a few weeks ago I picked up this LBracket from Sunway Photo. It was pretty good. It's like 50 bucks when I bought it, which is pretty cheap because I know there's some different LBrackets that are around $100 a piece. But I picked this one up because, you know, I was like, I need an LBracket for my Nikon Z6 so I can go out and shoot landscape photography. And you might be asking yourself, you know, what is so important about an LBracket for landscape photography specifically? So the great thing about this LBracket and majority of LBrackets is that it has two Arca compatible mounting points, one at the bottom here and one on the side here. So this allows it to connect to Arca compatible tripod head. So for me, I use my Peak Design travel tripod, and this allows me to essentially put the camera onto the tripod without having to have any sort of like plates or that. Because this is Arca compatible, as well as a Peak Design tripod is also Arca compatible, I can just kind of throw it on there and it does its job very well. So as I said, this is from Sunway Photo, and it's a great LBracket because it allows me to access my battery so it doesn't stick out and I can still access my battery, as well as the ports on the side here. It still allows me to access my ports on the left hand side. Now, the main part as to why I think all photographers, especially landscape photographers, need an LBracket is because when you're putting the camera in a vertical orientation, which is like the portrait orientation, you would traditionally have to put the camera on horizontally and then tilt the camera over and then turn the ball head over. And what this does is essentially loses the versatility of a ball head in the first place. So you're not gonna be able to get as great a tilt angle. You're not gonna be able to have as smooth a rotation when you're actually using the ball head. I'm pretty limited when it comes to shooting in portrait orientation. But with this, since there's the connecting kind of part for your camera, it allows you to be able to put it onto the actual ball head as if it were in a horizontal orientation. Now that's really important because if you're shooting lots of landscapes, you're going to be shooting some of your landscapes in portrait orientation at some point or another. I know for me, I didn't use portrait orientation a lot when I was shooting landscape photography in the beginning, but towards the end, and especially now, I shoot a lot of my landscape photography in vertical orientation. So now the other great part about this is that you don't need any sort of other mounting plates or things like that because this is Arca compatible. So everyone that shoots landscape photography should have an Arca compatible ball head. If you don't, definitely pick one up. It makes shooting a lot easier. It's a lot quicker because you can just take this on, take this off. The only downside to this is that it adds a little bit more weight. It's like 90 grams, so it's not that much heavier. But as a landscape photographer, if you are dedicated to shooting landscape photography specifically, LBrackets are very important to get. So this LBracket specifically was pretty cheap. As I said, it was like $50 on Amazon. I know they're a three-legged thing also makes a bracket for the Nikon Z6/Z7 specifically, and I think that thing's like $100. So I don't really think that you need to spend $100 on LBrackets from Sunway Photo. And for what I'm seeing, this LBracket is pretty good. I don't know what the difference is, but for me, the main thing that matters is that it's able to have the Arca compatibility on the vertical orientation as well as the horizontal orientation for the LBracket itself. It looks like it's pretty good quality, and it's really just a piece of metal, so that's really all it is. So yeah, if you're shooting landscape photography, it's really important to have one of these because it gives you more flexibility, especially when shooting in the vertical orientation. So you get more rotation, you're able to get more flexibility when it comes to shooting that orientation. It just makes shooting a lot more easier. You don't have to like tilt the ball head down and get weird viewing angles and all that weird stuff. So if you are a landscape photographer, definitely pick up this bracket for the Nikon Z6/Z7. Now I don't know if it's gonna work on the Z6 II/Z7 II, but I'm pretty sure it does, but don't quote me on that. Don't go out and buy this thing thinking it's for the Nikon Z6 II because it's not. But from what I've seen, they have similar body types. So yeah, definitely pick up an LBracket if you are a dedicated landscape photographer. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. This is a short one this week. So let me know what you guys think about LBrackets and landscape photography as a whole. Comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.